Work on the site of Lexington's newest high school could soon come to a standstill. We'll explain what's keeping crews from building.
Little on the dreary side for many of us across central and eastern Kentucky. I've got more showers and thunderstorms with another fall front just ahead.
A disabled woman is found locked in a closet in Michigan, and police say her sister is responsible for the abuse. How they suspect it might have started in central Kentucky.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Palumbo. The week is off to a wet start in many places, and it looks like the rain will hang around. You're looking live at Thoroughbred Park in downtown Lexington, which is seeing rain right now. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey shows us what's on the First Alert Defender. Chris?
Yeah, we continue to deal with a lot of clouds across the area. And Jennifer, as you mentioned, some lighter rains that are out there. The occasional rumble of thunder has been noted in parts of southern and eastern Kentucky as well. The view in Lexington, though, it's a nuisance rain that we're seeing out there, just enough to dampen the ground and maybe create a slick road here or there, but it looks just absolutely kind of dreary out there. Temperatures held in check, mid and upper 70s this afternoon. Humidity's way up there, so it's a humid day. And again, we've had some light rains and the occasional heavier burst of some rain, especially here in the parts of southern Kentucky. Defender lighting up, though, with those lighter bands of rain, mainly sprinkles across the Lexington Bluegrass region. Northeastward we go across the I-64 corridor. A little heavier bursts of rain south side of Owensville, southern parts of Bath County. Notice how the coverage of the rain and the intensity starts to pick up here from Lake Cumberland over towards Somerset and London. Then a couple of thunderstorms are now popping from Jackson down toward Whitesburg into Letcher County. The flow coming right off the Gulf of Mexico. That's a lot of tropical air that is coming into the mix. Then eventually we're going to throw a cold front into the mix, and that will be the focus of the forecast, Jennifer. When I come back in a little bit, we'll show you how all the rain over the next few days will usher in another cool shot of air. 7-day forecast here in 15 minutes.
Thanks, Chris. Construction on Fayette County's newest high school may soon be on hold. A problem with a permit means work cannot start at the site along Winchester Road. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy shows us what's being done to get the project going in our top story at 4.
We just spoke with the city's commissioner of planning, and he tells us there is one main issue that they need to discuss with builders before they can move forward with the new high school.
Really, it was last week an email that came from Fayette County Public Schools. It's still about some uncertainty about dealing with some of the traffic in terms of getting people into and out of that site.
Commissioner Derek Paulson says they want to discuss with both the contractor and the school district where they plan to put the main entrance to the school and how they plan to deal with an increase in traffic during the start and end of the school day. Right now, workers are clearing ground for the new building off Winchester Road. They can't start construction on the actual facility until they get approval from the city in the form of a building permit. The contractor with D.W. Wilburn tells us they applied for the permit a couple months ago. They're hopeful they'll get one soon.
I don't think any of us are concerned that it's going to delay. I think the bigger issues they'll probably have in the next 2 years are weather related rather than anything that we're talking about right now.
The high school is set to be complete in fall 2017. In Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
City planners will meet with the contractor and representatives from Fayette County Public Schools Wednesday afternoon. A Nicholasville man accused of posing as a wounded Marine did not show up for his court appearance today. Lexington police arrested 40-year-old Jeffrey Alcorn Saturday at Bluegrass Airport. They say he pretended to be a veteran suffering from PTSD in order to get a free service dog and free flight from a veterans group. Alcorn is charged with 2 counts of theft by deception. What we've learned about his past on WKYT News at 5. A woman who lived in central Kentucky faces abuse charges in Michigan after police found her disabled sister locked in a closet. 44-year-old Candy Lawson is charged with abuse of a vulnerable adult and embezzlement. Police say her sister, who is unable to speak, weighed just 74 pounds. A handyman tipped them off to the alleged abuse. Officers say what they saw shocked them.
He was let in, went up and checked and found her locked in the closet. The closet was locked from the outside. Once she was transported to the hospital, when we followed up later, she was constantly asking for food.
Investigators say the abuse likely started while the two sisters were living in Frankfurt. We'll have the latest on WKYT News at 6. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick is in the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. University of Kentucky football coach Mark Stoops naming his starting quarterback today. And as many people expected, junior Patrick Towles will lead the Cats when they take the field on September 5th against Louisiana Lafayette. Towles started every game last season, becoming the first Kentucky quarterback to do that since 2007. Coach Stoops talks about his decision coming up on WKYT News at 5 o'clock. We're also tracking the investigation into a string of burglaries in Jessamine County. The sheriff's office says that two men broke into homes near the Champion Trace Golf Club 2 weeks ago. Deputies have increased patrols while they're trying to catch the pair. What they're asking you to do to help on WKYT News at 5:30. And that's a quick look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you, Sam. Now to stories making headlines across the nation at 4. GOP presidential frontrunner Donald Trump is starting to give details about how he would govern. But first, he's taking time for jury duty in New York City. Craig Boswell has more from the White House.
It looks like a campaign stop, but it's Donald Trump reporting for jury duty in Lower Manhattan early Monday.
Something we have to do.
This past weekend, Trump gave specifics about one of his biggest issues, immigration. Trump says he would triple the number of immigration officers, build a wall along the Mexican border, and even strip the citizenship of people born in the U.S. to parents who are here illegally.
Donald Trump, his plan is about mass deportation.
Immigration advocates call Trump's plan irrational.
If he goes so far as to say that he wants to strip the Constitution of one of its most key amendments, you know, what else is he going to propose?
Thanks, good morning.
In Iowa Monday, Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker was asked about Trump's proposal to revoke the citizenship of children born in America to undocumented immigrants.
What we should do is enforce the law. If we enforce the law, we're not going to have that problem going forward.
The latest national poll from Fox News shows Trump far ahead of the field with 25%. Ben Carson and Ted Cruz are next, followed by Jeb Bush and Mike Huckabee. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Washington.
The Fox News poll shows Hillary Clinton leading with 49% support, followed by Bernie Sanders with 30% on the Democrat side. Vice President Joe Biden, who is rumored to be considering entering the race, has 10% support. Wildfires out west have claimed another life. An Idaho woman died as she tried to escape a fire threatening her home. At least 80 wildfires are burning in the western U.S. 6 of those have surrounded the resort town of Chelan, Washington, burning 50 homes. Another 1,500 have been evacuated.
It was pretty scary. I've never seen a firestorm like this travel this fast.
More than 700 firefighters with air tankers are now dumping fire retardant to try to put out the fires. Former NFL players are appealing a $1 billion settlement for retired players affected by concussions. 90 players are expected to file about a dozen appeals. The settlement awards payments to those with concussion-related diseases. The appeals challenge the exclusion of certain future cases. The appeals will likely be argued this fall, delaying payments until next year.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Wall Street starting the week off with gains. The Dow jumped 68 points to close at 17,545. The Nasdaq picked up 43 and the S&P 11. Volkswagen is issuing a recall because of a problem with airbags. The recall includes 420,000 vehicles, including 2010 to 2013 Jettas and 2011 to 2014 Golfs. The airbags may not deploy in a crash. The problem is not linked to Takata's massive airbag recall. Many small towns target speeders to help pay the bills, but AAA says some of the citations are policing for profit. Chris Van Cleve shows us how some cities are trying to avoid paying the bills by going after drivers.
Rolling down this 2-mile stretch of Interstate 295 in Hopewell, Virginia, you'll see why it's dubbed the $1 Million Mile. For years, Hopewell has used this sliver of highway that runs not through but along the town's border as its personal cash register, ringing up over $1 million a year by writing more than 1,000 tickets a month.
Welcome to Hopewell.
Outraged drivers turned to YouTube to warn others about Hopewell's notorious speed traps.
Wow, there we go. We got 1, 2. That's a real true speed trap right there.
It is nothing more than entrapment.
Waldo, Florida is just 2 square miles, and Highway 301 runs right through the village. But the highway speed limit changed 6 times, allowing police to write thousands of tickets a year. AAA even put up a billboard warning drivers. Speed traps prompted 7 states, including Florida and Oklahoma, to impose limits on the percentage of revenue a municipality can keep from traffic citations. Missouri and Virginia added new laws this year. In Hopewell, the mayor, sheriff, and town manager all declined our requests for interviews. So we went to City Hall looking for answers.
I'm Chris Van Cleve from CBS News.
Charles Dane is assistant city manager.
We don't ticket until over 10 miles over the speed limit, and if you think that's unreasonable, then you probably need to watch your speed when you come through.
Chris Van Cleve, CBS News.
Lawmakers in Virginia passed legislation that caps the revenue that towns such as Hopewell get from speeding tickets. Gas prices falling another 2 cents last week as the price of crude oil hit its lowest level in 6.5 years. In Kentucky, you'll pay about $2.60 a gallon right now. We're still in peak driving season, so AAA expects prices at the pump to drop even more in the fall. Renters are waiting longer to buy their own homes. The real estate firm Zillow did an analysis that found first-time home buyers rent for 6 years before buying a home. That's up from 2.6 in the early 1970s. The median age is now 33. Zillow found people are struggling to save for down payments and face increasing delays in landmarks of adulthood, such as marriage and a stable career. A Taste of the Southwest is coming to Lexington. You can sample the flavor of New Mexico's 27th annual Green Chili Festival today.
WKYT's Deanne Stevens out and about at Chewy's on Nicholasville Road with more. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here at Chewy's right off Nicholasville Road where, I mean, look how festive everything is. They are celebrating the Green Chili Fest. Things kicking off today, running now through the first week of September. David Feigl is with us, and this is what we're celebrating, the Green Chili, right? I mean, what a celebration.
Let me turn that down. Yeah, actually, Green Chili Fest is going to be from today and through September 6th. And what is, this is the only time of year that Chewy's will change its menu. And we celebrate the harvest of these chilies one time a year, and we get them in. I tell you, it's a phenomenal opportunity just to really celebrate the taste of this pepper.
I was going to say, what makes this chili worthy of celebrating?
You know, really, one, the flavor. I mean, really, that's most of it. It's just an amazing flavor. It's got the texture of a green pepper, but then the spice, it's actually hotter than a jalapeno. And we just put that into any kind of recipe. It's just phenomenal.
I was going to say, and the smell that I'm getting right now is phenomenal. Yep. So you guys, I said, David, do you really do this here? You do?
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, we've already got in about 1,000 pounds of peppers. We've already processed. They come in whole. And we just put them in the roaster, we clean them, and then we just dice them up, put them in our new recipes we have this next couple weeks.
And now nobody else really does this. Chewy's does this, but this is a big celebration for you guys. Right. So a huge hit at the restaurant.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And it's the one time, like I said, we change the menu, but people come in and they look forward to this year round. And they say, when you getting this, when you getting your peppers in, I want to come get your peppers or the whole or roasted, whatever. But yeah, it's just phenomenal. It's just really good to everybody in and just have these amazing recipes. It's
okay, cool. And so they've changed the menu up a bit too for this big chili fest. And we're going to tell you more about that coming at 4:50 as we step inside and look at all the fabulous food in celebration of the green chili. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at Chewy's. Back to you guys.
It's time for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. A powerful painkiller has now been approved for younger children. The Federal Drug Administration has approved OxyContin for children 11 and older. The organization says it conducted studies first before approving it for the age group. The drug has become notorious for its abuse by painkiller addicts, leaving many concerned about the side effects in children. It will only be available for children suffering from cancer, trauma, and surgery side effects. New technology may help immediately detect traumatic brain injuries. Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania developed a polymer patch that changes color depending on the amount of force absorbed. The technology could one day be used in protective headgear to help medical professionals easily identify head trauma victims. Teenagers who don't receive health care are more likely to suffer health problems as adults. That's according to a study published in the journal Pediatrics. Researchers at Boston Children's Hospital collected data from more than 14,000 teens. They discovered cost was not the main reason teens didn't visit a doctor. 37% didn't think it was important to go. A new study finds a mandate for girls to wear protective eyewear during National Federation of State High School Association sanctioned field hockey games is working. Researchers from Providence, Rhode Island analyzed eye injuries over 2 seasons before and after the implementation of the new rule in 2011. They found protective eyewear reduced the risk of serious injury more than 3 times. You know the best way to stay healthy is to eat right and exercise, but if your exercise program is boring, you may find yourself skipping it. Holly Furfer has an idea that may just get you moving.
Parkour is also known as free running.
In parkour, you move from place to place, taking the shortest route possible.
It is a sport, if you'd like, a kind of athletic art, if you prefer, where the idea is to get over obstacles in a smooth and efficient manner.
Although some learn parkour for the adventure, many are practicing it for the exercise.
It's a good workout. It's got a lot of running and a lot of explosive movements and everything like that. And unlike other sports and martial arts and things like that, there's no real set course or no real set movements that you have to do. So it's very popular right now because everybody can do it their way.
It's an intense workout, yeah. So you're using a lot of upper body strength to pop stuff. You're using a lot of core strength and of course legs to jump. So it's constantly doing squats.
Filled with leaps, vaults, and rolls, parkour was created in the 1980s in France by the son of a French Special Forces soldier who modeled the movements after military training. Today, it's an internet sensation, driving parkour gyms to open up all over the U.S.
But after you learn the basics, then absolutely you can go outside and you can, jump over rails. You can, kind of navigate around the urban environment.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Holly Furfer.